Everyone, it's Vinyl. Welcome to my essentially video where I take two verses and I mash them together by taking JJK and for today, My Hero Academia, and merged the JJK grading system with the My Hero Academia characters. It is to their own respective verse, like where if they just took the JJK grading system into their verse, how I think they would do. It is not based on how they compare to JJK. If they compared to JJK, there would be a lot of special grades here, just because of how high JJK scaling can get, or sorry, My Hero scaling can get sometimes. But I'm not doing every character in this video. I'm only doing class 1A, um, and I'm doing the teachers, and I'm doing the big three. I'm not doing anything beyond that as of right now, at least. I might release another video doing other characters, but for now, that's what I'm doing. Also, I will not be doing every form of every character. Um, for this video, I'm doing it by season, and I'm doing if characters have massive improvements, at least in my opinion, like improvements that were humongous to see, then I have multiple iterations. You're going to see a lot of Deku, Bakugo, and Todoroki, so have fun with that. But unless they have like some sort of improvement that I think is big, I don't really add a lot of them. If you disagree with me not adding a lot of some characters, my bad. I will highlight when I'm switching between seasons, just to make it fair and square for everyone. I don't want to spoil because I do have manga characters in here as well. So the characters that I don't think like necessarily had huge differences in improvement, I will be just basing off of their entire like time on screen. I won't be doing them like, oh, just season one. So first off, we got the animal guy. I honestly don't fully remember his name. I know his hero name's Anima, but he's first up. Um, Based off JJK rules as well. So second grades mean they'll be able to take missions on their own. For one, and for two, that they are considered a genius, at least if enrolling as a student. For him, I'd say he's a third grade. Like, I wouldn't quite put him at second grade. Like, I think with assistance, he'd be absolutely great. I just don't think he's necessarily. I'd say he's about an average like hero. I don't think he's anything special. Yoruzu, that's not Yorozu. Okay, whatever. Momo. I pretty much call her Yorozu because she's pretty much Yorozu. With if we take in her potential of creation, she is able to be a special grade. Due to JJK manga spoilers. But basically, if you know, you know. Creation, it's nuts, right? So I think she has the capability to be or special grade. I just realized I have two second grade. So I'm gonna fix that. I think she would comfortably sit at second grade. I think she'd be able to take missions on her own. I think she could pull that kind of stuff off, but I don't think she quite hits the highs of a first grade. Sero, I would put I honestly put him probably a semi second. He's good. I just don't like. I don't think he has that full capability yet. He's a good hero, but I just think he'd get mogged by a lot of villains that are out there. Um, Aoyama, fourth grade. He really can't do anything. Like, no offense to him, but he's really not all that. Season one Bakugo, I would put it as second grade. He's already super adept with explosion. He in even in rolling, he was considered a genius. Like with his quirk already. So I think he's very deserving of the title of special grade, even in season one. Denki, I have in twice. But so season one Denki, I put at just grade 3. I think he's about an average. He's not terrible, but he's pretty average. Deku, I would put it third grade as well for season one. He can't take missions on his own. He interests himself too much. He has no quirk like mental like he has no quirk factor when it comes to like mentally dealing with his quirk. So he's well, not mentally, but like actually being able to control it at this point. So I really put him at third grade. I really just don't think he could do much. He'd one punch a villain and then he's done. He's finished. Shinzo, I would put it semi second grade. I think with a little bit more training, he could definitely reach first grade or semi first grade because obviously the scarf he's modeling after Aizawa and being able to control people. Like the mind control is nuts. Toru, it's hard between third and fourth. I honestly am leaning fourth personally. I just think she can't really. Sure, she's invisible and she'd be helpful for stealth operations, but she's really not. She can't really do that much. If I'm thinking in based on JJK's systems, she can't really. She's not really special in any sort of way. Um, so that's personally where I would put her. Mineta, everyone's favorite hero, Mineta, I would actually put third grade. I think like this is full show Mineta. I think putting him third grade is pretty comfortable. Um, and he's not like anything like special, but he's not bad. Like his quirk is helpful, especially at the end of the show. Like he shows more proficiency with it, so I do think he deserves a higher rank than fourth grade. Froppy, I'd put semi second, maybe even second. She's good with her quirk. Like fair and square, she's good with her quirk. It's got a lot of utility. I think I'd drop her in second. I think she would be able to handle submissions on her own. Not to the level that Bakugo or Momo would, but I think she would be able to do that. Ida, season one, Ida, I'd put semi second. I think he's too uptight at this point. Or like most of the show, he's too uptight, and I just don't think he's angry. Like this is considering season two as well. I wouldn't put him at second grade yet, but I think he's close. He's definitely a good hero. Sound Girl, I forget her name. Earphone Jack is the hero name. I'd put third grade pretty comfortably. These are not in order, by the way. These are just placed. But I definitely put her in third grade. She's average. I don't think she'd necessarily be going on a bunch of missions on her own. I think she's completely fair, but I don't think she necessarily she as kind of stated, she has a very support quirk, and JJK power system is mainly based off of not support, but what you can actually do. Sure, there's exceptions like Utahime, who's a first grade, but she's also done a lot. She's a very, very strong contender. Shoji, second grade, based off of Showtime and manga, good, comfortable second grade. He's a good hero. He's able to. This is based off the entire show and manga, as I just said, but he's strong. Like he's good. He's got a lot of potential still. So I put him in second grade pretty comfortably. Season one Tokiyami, I put third grade. He didn't really know what to do with his quirk. He was a good quirk user, so I wouldn't put him in fourth, but nothing special. Mina, I'd put semi second or third. It's kind of difficult. I'd probably say semi second. Um, she's pretty tough. She knows that she can stand up. Her quirk is a lot of potential. There's a lot that she can do. Um, this is strictly based off of like the entire show. It's not based off of like season one or anything. She's got a lot she can do. She's beneficial in situations for support, and she can also deal with things herself. Season one Todoroki, on the other hand, is a second grade. Everybody knows why he's a second. He's just him. Um, that's just how season one Todoroki was. That's how he is. He's kind of nuts. Tailman, I'd put him. I'd put him third grade. Same with Sugarman. I'd put them both third grade pretty comfortably. Season one Ochako, I'd also put third grade pretty comfortably. Actually, wait. Yeah. Okay, season one I'd put third grade pretty comfortably. Same thing goes for season one Kirishima. I'd put him third grade pretty comfortably. There's a lot of third grades. But now we're going up. So now we're in season two. Season two gets a lot better. I would move Deku straight up to second, or actually I'd put him semi second grade because he can only use like 5% at this point, and he's a lot better with it, but he can still only use like 5%. He's got Delaware Smash and stuff now, but 5% I think is like he's helpful, but he's not super beneficial. But he's definitely there. Um, Todoroki, season two, still second grade. Bakugo, still second grade. They don't really improve too much at this point in time, but they're definitely better with their quirks. Todoroki using fire, a singular time he used it during the sports festival makes it considerable to put him higher, but I just don't think he uses it commonly enough till like season four for it to really matter. Season three Deku season three Deku goes straight to second, no questions asked. With the 1 million, him now officially taking on He took on Muscular all on his own. He almost died, sure, and he got assistance, but he still did damn good. He did damn good. Um, Once again, we're ripping 2 more second grades out with Bakugo and Todoroki within season 3. Dark Shadow, like unlocked Dark Shadow, I think goes to second grade. It's so nuts. It is fantastic. Um, then we move on to the big three. The big three, I would put Sun Eater at a semi first. I think he has potential to be first, but I think he's too nervous and he doesn't really know what he's doing. I would also put Nejire or Hado at semi first, and then Lemillion gets first grade. He could totally take on so many people on his own. Feats based on the anime too, like the fight that he had, like fighting the Nomus and stuff. He absolutely showed he's an exceptional fighter, an exceptional hero. 100%. Ignore that. 100% of first grade. No questions asked. He is a top. He's a very good first grade hero. I have no doubts about that in my mind. I would put season 4, so Unbreakable, Kirishima, I would put semi first grade. Actually, no, I'd put him second grade. Close to semi first grade, just not quite there. It's He's also still not confident really at this point. Like he is, but he isn't confident enough, and he's not like exactly the most perfect with the quirk yet. But once he gets there, I think he's a comfortable semi first grade. I don't know why. Is this? This might be. Yeah, I think this is season 4 Bakugo. Yeah, this is season 4 Bakugo. Okay. Season 4, I'd still put second grade. Season 4 Todoroki, I'd put it semi first. His knowledge, his expansive knowledge, like increasing due to the course retake with the kids, where he had to deal with the kids. His ice manipulation grew. I definitely think he would hit semi first grade at this point. Pretty damn good hero. Season 4 Deku, I would also put it semi first grade. He's got higher percentages. He's got more battle IQ. He was fighting Overhaul really well. I think he comfortably sits semi first grade. No real questions asked. Ochako, season 4 Ochako, so she's better at like floating herself. She doesn't throw up anymore. I'd actually put her second grade. I think she'd be able to deal with a lot of things on her own. At that point, sure, she's not like the greatest, but she also knows the martial arts at this point. So I think she would comfortably fit at second grade. She's above average, nothing crazy, but she's definitely a stronger quirk user. She's definitely a stronger student than decent chunk of class 1A. Our first special grade is now here. Infinite 100% Deku. I had to include him on his own. He's him. Like, fair and square, he's him. So I would definitely put him up there. Now, we have a first grade. Tenya, like Ida, with reciprocal burst, but for a long time, like the season 5 Ida, I would put him first grade. I think there's so much shit that he could deal with at this point in time now that I would comfortably sit him at a first grade. He's smart, he's strong, he's capable. So I think he has a fair sitting at first grade. Deku will also move up to first grade once he obtains Black Whip in season 5. I'm going under the pretense that he can control it at this point, not the outburst, but I think his battle IQ, his hero, like his support items, and also Black Whip, it definitely put him up to first grade. He'd be able to deal with so much on his own now. Season 4 Deku, I would almost put it first grade. As I say, he's in semi first with his battle with Gentle, like the Gentle Criminal and stuff. But season 5 after Black Whip, 100% first grade. The Gentle Criminal is definitely a good callback to something that he would, that he pulled off. He fought a villain and he won fair and square. So pretty huge feat by Deku there, in my opinion. Next up, we've got season 5 Tokiyami. So being able to fly, I would put him at semi first. That mobility increase for him is huge. The fact that he knows he can cover up Dark Shadow with his cloak. Hawks taught him so well. I would definitely put him semi first. I wouldn't put him above that, but semi first pretty comfortably. Season 5 Todoroki, also I'd put him first grade. Using Flash Fire Fists, so better capabilities with fire, definitely assists him in that regard. He's just so much stronger than he was when he didn't use fire. So I would comfortably put him at a first, just now being able to use both consistently due to his hatred kind of being gone mostly. 100% first grade. He's a strong, like, plain and simple. His quirk is overpowered. He's got a really good quirk. Also season 5 Bakugo. So at this point, season 5 Bakugo is he's got teamwork under his belt now. I would also put him up to first grade. Even on his own, like his immense knowledge with quirk, his immense battle IQ, and his increase on helping people and being able to actually know what he's doing, I would put him in first grade pretty comfortably. He's a damn good hero. Once he figures that shit out. And we got another special grade. Season 6, Vigilante Deku. 100% a special grade. You can't tell me he's not a special grade. He's got so many quirks at this point. He's got Fajin. He's got Black Whip. He's got Float. He's got Smoke Screen. He's so much stronger. And I think this is very well proved with him one-shotting Muscular, essentially, which puts him at least to grade 1 already. Because he was able to one-shot Muscular. Also, being able to use 45%. I know he has to use a support item for it, but even 45% alone would shoot him to first grade, even if he didn't have extra quirks. But with all the extra quirks added on, 100% a special grade. Bro is already so far above his class. He was able to take on his whole class at this point, while still fatigued and exhausted and on his way out. So 100% hits that special grade mark. Season 6 Todoroki, first grade, once again, higher first grade than Season 5. Even in dark emotional state, he was able to keep fighting. So yeah, no, phenomenal heroes, man. We're also gonna give Bakugo again, season 6 Bakugo first grade. They don't really, Todoroki and Bakugo don't really improve too much from like season 5 to season 6, since it was kind of just training and then work, but they're pretty similar at that point in time. But I think Bakugo, like, definitely the speed blitz when he went to save Deku, I think that definitely puts him higher in first grade than he was in season 5. But still a first grade, not definitely not a special grade. Next we got season 6 Kaminari. So this includes the fact that he was able to do the like, he was able to absorb all that electricity. He's more confident. I would put him at second grade. I think he'd be able to deal with things on his own now, knowing more, having like the buttons so he can like send electricity to different places. I definitely think that's helpful for him. Now we're on to the teachers, and then we will be on to the manga. I will say before manga, because I'm going to talk about manga feats and spoilers, so be warned. But for now, we got teachers, so you guys are safe. Nezu, we don't really see much of Nezu. I'd assume he's at least like second grade. The one time we saw him, he's just very smart. But then again, I think I'll put him to third grade, just his requirement of support items. He's very smart. He's super intelligent, but he just doesn't really have much in fighting, right? I might put him like, I actually think I would more comfortably sit him in semi-second. But he's not over the top strong or anything like that. Recovery Girl, fourth grade. She's like Shoko. I know Shoko's actually a good sorcerer, but like, she really doesn't fight or anything. She heals. Fourth grade. 13, I would actually put semi first grade. I wouldn't put her quite first grade, but she's a good hero. She's smart. Her quirk is actually nuts. If she was a villain, holy shit, she would tear ass. 'Cause she would just, be allowed. She could just kill people with the black hole. So 13, definitely, in my opinion, semi first grade. Not quite first grade. She didn't really show enough like experience, in my opinion, to quite hit first grade. But she's definitely a great support hero. She's calm. She's well rounded. So I'd put her semi first grade pretty comfortably. Next up, Gran Torino. First grade, self-explanatory. Trained All Might, trained Deku. Was able to relatively keep up with Shigaraki. Saved so many lives during the when Shigaraki decayed the lab. Like, super helpful. Good experience. He's wise. He's got a lot under his belt. Ectoplasm, I think I would put semi first. We just don't see enough of him, in my opinion, to necessarily put him to first grade. But he definitely has that capability, in my opinion. The clones are strong. He's a very strong, like, he's a strong character. Same with Cementos. I'd put Cementos to first. He had a lot of feats. As long as he's in cement or able to move the ground that he's at, I would absolutely put him in first grade. He's an absolute monster. Was able to absorb Todoroki, or was able to quickly block and absorb Todoroki and Deku's essentially 100% attacks at one another. So Flash Freeze, Heat Wave, and also I think it was a Detroit Smash that Deku was going to throw, and he was able to block both pretty comfortably. So definitely I would put Cementos first grade. Great hero. Aizawa is first grade. No questions asked. He is the GOAT. Eraserhead is the GOAT. He's kind of just him. Like, really. Aizawa does everything right. He's a good hero. He's a good mentor. He's got a great quirk. If he was placed in Jujutsu Kaisen, the things he could do, like specific, even against Mahito, if he was there against characters like Mahito, he would absolutely smoke because he'd be able to prevent their prevent everything from well, as long as you're verse equalizing to the point where both abilities, like both each other's abilities, work on each other, he'd be able to neutralize idle transfiguration, and I think he would be able to allow people to hit the soul. I don't know for sure, but I would comfortably sit him first grade, not quite special grade because I obvious reasons he can't really take on the grades. If somebody has just strong physical strength in general, without their quirk, he kind of just gets mogged. As long as they're like an actually strong fighter, like Awakened Shigaraki and stuff, like he gets mogged. Snipe, I would also put first grade. I think the feats we have seen of him, he almost killed Shigaraki in the first season. He's compared to Lady Nagant, just under Lady Nagant in sharpshooting, homing bullets. He's a good hero. He's got good intellect. We don't see too much of him, but I would definitely set him first grade. Midnight is tough because I think she's a very capable hero, but I just don't think she's quite a first grade, but I don't think she's a second grade either. I think she sits at a comfortable in between. Um, she is very good, like, very good potential and all that, but I don't just necessarily, well, not necessarily very good potential. She's kind of done with that. But I think just once again, in the face of overwhelming power, just like Aizawa, I think she just kind of loses in that scenario. But the difference is between her and Aizawa is I think Aizawa fares better overall in the face of overwhelming power, and also just a quirk like erasing. The ability to pause someone else's quirk factor is absolutely monstrous. You can't skip past that. It's nuts. Um, Power loader. I don't know. I'm just gonna put him at second grade. We don't see him do anything except for the fact that he was able to prevent young Kirishima and young Kaminari from passing the provincial, like the exam. So I can't really comfortably put him high and say something special when we don't know if he deserves to be high or if he is anything special. All Might, on the other hand, is a goddamn special grade. He's All Might. Fair and square. He's a pillar. He's the keeper of the peace. Like he's him. The symbol of peace. He's him. Absolutely fantastic hero. Present Mike, I'd say semi first. I don't think he quite hits the capabilities of those. Actually, no. His knowledge is really good. It's a tough one. It's between semi first or first. I think I might just sit him at first. He's fair and square. He's a good teacher. He's a good teacher. He's got a good quirk. He may not be the greatest of all time, but he's definitely got power to deal with quite a few things. Vlad, you don't really see enough of Vlad. I'm gonna throw him semi first because I think he would be between anywhere. He would be anywhere between first and second. I just don't really remember a lot about Vlad. I'm gonna be honest, but he seems like he's a teacher. He talks like he's friendly with the other teachers, and he seems like he's relatively good in strength. So I'd put him there pretty comfortably. Now we get to manga spoilers. So, if you don't want to be spoiled for manga feats or a decent slew of characters, please click off the video. Or if I remember, which I never do, so we'll see if I remember this time, there'll be a timestamp. So, please go and click off and go to that timestamp. Or please go click off this video or go to that timestamp to just see the end of the video. It's up to you, really. But starting off, we have Manga Deku. 100%. You can't tell me he's not a special grade. You physically cannot. He's top tier in the verse. He's top of the verse, pretty much. With all of those quirks unlocked, his immense strength, his immense speed, 100% of special grade. I'm tempted to almost make a new rank for him because of how much he scores above every other character at this stage. He's just an absolute monster. He's an absolute monster. Todoroki with Phosphor, also a special grade. He's able to damage city blocks at a time. And Cold Flames is absolutely look, the manga characters are so busted at this point, or at least the top 3 of class 1A are so strong at this point in the manga that it's kind of hard to not put most of them as special grade. But you know, I comfortably would sit Todoroki at special grade as well. Leveling city blocks, more composure, mixing together so he never overheats. It's everything that's good about his quirk is amplified. Basically, it's perfect. Bakugo also hits special grade, especially with his most recent feat for the most recent chapter, if you're caught up, of beating All For One, pretty much. Sure, All For One was a child, but he still beat All For One, activating every quirk factor he had, and he beat him fair and square, and he is so fast now that he was pissing All For One off. Absolutely. He was also making solid feats under Shigaraki. Like Awakened Shigaraki, Malformed Shigaraki, whatever you want to call him. He's him, fair and square. Next up, we have Manga Ochako, etc. at first grade. Domain expansion, pretty much. The ability to use gravity to move a bunch of other people. It's pretty good. Like it's a phenomenal ability, really. Like having that area of effect, phenomenal. Allows her to deal with groups, allows her to save groups, allows her to do so much. So I comfortably put her at first grade. I don't think she's quite special grade. Special grade I'm really leaving for outliers like 100% Deku, Vigilante Deku, All Might, and the manga top 3. Tokiyami at this stage in the manga, also a first grade. That was a solid feat on All For One. Being able to more comfortably use that kind of stuff, pretty impressive. And also it just shows how adept he is with his quirk at this point. You know, he's a strong character. I'm really happy with his growth. Eraserhead in the manga, I would genuinely put down to like semi-second. He's still capable, but barely. I think if they gave him some support items, he could get to semi-first again, but he's finished. And last but not least, we have Manga All Might. Manga All Might goes to first grade. This is the suit. Goes to first grade. He was holding his own. His battle IQ is so high. He's a contender, right? He would be able to take out a lot of these characters on the list with that suit, I believe. So I do really think he deserves to stick around. So many like quirks remade within that suit. So I do think he sticks around in first grade. Sure, he's not quite a special grade, and sure, he needs a lot of support items, but damn good shit. Damn good shit. I think if he fought any fodder villains in that suit, he would mog them, no questions asked. But that is the end of my, at least the first ever of my JJK power system, JJK grading system with other versus series. I may do another MHA. I've got other ideas in mind. I might call up some friends so they can do versus they know in the same system. I think we're going to do a Lethal Company one as well. So I'm pretty excited for that. But really, thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys have any thoughts, any disagreements, let me know in the comments. I'd be happy to talk about it, dispute. And if you change my mind, you change my mind, and you might be right. Either way, I really appreciate you guys watching. This is now the definitive, for me at least, the definitive tier list. But I will see you guys in the next video. Happy New Year. Have a good one.